This is a split stopwatch multi-athlete tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and start a race out by pressing the start button right here. If you go to the clock, you can press on the clock itself and it'll change from milliseconds to centiseconds to deciseconds. You changing it to deciseconds like it is right now doesn't affect the accuracy of the clock because everything is still tracked in milliseconds. If you go down here, one of the main functions that you really need to learn when you first start out is the action of swiping this panel to the right, because everything you need is underneath this panel. That's very important to the functioning of this app. So getting this action down is very important. I'm going to take 5 splits with the new split button that came up after the start button was pushed. Okay, I took 6. And here now, after sliding the panel to the right, you can see your stop button. I'm just going to press that. Oh, and I pressed reset, but you have a warning for the reset, so don't worry if you accidentally press that. Traditionally, if I had pressed stop before, you were screwed, but since this app has an undo function for even stops, so it's still tracking the time that I had started from the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and just undo my stop there. I can undo that last split too that I didn't want. But really, it's better if I delete those splits. So when you choose splits, which you can do, because everything in this app, one of the big things you need to learn about this app, if you want to use it correctly, is that everything is based on your selection. So if you're selecting 2 splits, this button's going to pop up, which is going to allow you to get the middle point in between those 2 splits, which I just did. But I don't really want that right now. I just want to stick with the 4 splits that I had. So I'm going to just select these 2 and go to the delete button and delete them. Now, if I want those back, I can just get those back by undoing it, but I don't want them. If I want to see the milliseconds and the centiseconds and the deciseconds, I just go to this button right here and it'll change in between. It'll change the format of my laps. If I want my lap watch, which is because if you're in this screen, you're only tracking one athlete or you're tracking a whole group of people. So it's just going to change your, it's going to give you your current lap time. And you can change the millisecond, decisecond, and centisecond on the lap time too. But I'm going to get rid of this lap watch. You can bring it up, put it down as many times as you want. Now, if you want to see your actual laps, you just press this button right here, and you can switch between laps and splits. And as I said, make sure that you understand that all your options are changing on the side, and these options get a little bit more advanced when you start clicking splits. Up here is your selection, so I can select all or deselect all, and then I'll get all my other buttons back. Okay, I think that's it for the regular stopwatch. Let's move on to the multi stopwatch. I'm gonna try to do a full mile or 1600 meter race real quick with you guys. So I'm going to stop this and just restart it. So we've got a fresh new race. This button right here is going to show you how many active races you have. You can have infinite number. I mean, not infinite, but based on your phone, however many you can put on, and have them all going at the same time, as long as you're able to track them, because this is a hand timer. But I think that's a more advanced topic for right now. Let's just go into adding some opponents. So what I did was I went up to this top hamburger bar and I pressed this add opponent button, which is right there. And it's you're gonna see a lot of options there for when you want to save your races and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and add opponents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just go 6 for right now. We can go more though. We can do tons. We can do 30 if you want, but let's just go 6. Okay, and we're gonna just go back to our stopwatch from here, and boom, they're popped up. So I'm gonna start the race. They've just all started the race. They're all running the mile. and I didn't put in their names, so I'm going to go back and put in their names while they're running the first lap. So I'm going to do 1:33, 4:36, which is a 6-minute mile pace for every one of these athletes around there. We're going to act like they're doing that. So they're running around the race. They're running around they probably passed their first 100-meter right now, or if whatever. Let's go to the hamburger bar and put in some names. So I'm going to go R. Pete. Let's go Dylan. Let's go Arjun. And let's go Peter. And let's go Michelle. And last one will be Delilah. Ooh, I don't know how to spell that. Anne. I don't even think that's spelled right. I think it's spelled with an E. A-N-N-E. Okay. All right, we're at 1:15 now, and what I did was I went back to the race, to the stopwatch, to the race. You can do it up here, or you can do it right here, either one. So they're coming around their first lap already. So I'm going to say that, boom, someone passed the finish line, another person 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 passed the finish line, and another person passed the finish line. Okay, no, last one didn't. Remember, I accidentally pressed the stop. It doesn't matter because I can just undo that. So I just want to delete because this is that last split. Okay, so now what you do have to do with this app is, because we got about a minute to talk about this before the kids come around again, is that you do have to remember what place they did come in at least on the first one, because on the first one, it's going to not know how fast these kids are. So let's say that Arjun came in first. Let's say that Dylan came in second. Let's say that Michelle came in third. What I'm doing is I'm pressing the actual split, and then I'm putting it to their name. Our pit came in, whatever, what was that, fourth? And then Ann came in fifth, and then Peter came in last. So Peter's the slowest. Now, all of their laps are now tracked under their names, and if you haven't noticed, all of them are now in order on how fast they are. So when they come around again, which they're just about to do, I'm going to start taking, and they're all very close to each other, but let's say that they all came in at the same time. Not same time. They all came in at the same position in the pack. So if they came in at the same position, I can just press this because they're already in order. And it's going to, this button right here will just put them all the splits that I just had. It'll take them and put them into the specific athletes. So we're at 1:33, 4:30. So we've got another minute to explain the rest of this. So now, you might be wondering, oh, okay, maybe Arjun's pulling back and he's getting slower, and I want to see where his times are. So just remember that lap button that we pushed. If you just push that lap button again, you can see where Arjun is on the actual lap. He's still running around, so he's got another 30 seconds to go. Let's move to Dylan. Dylan's is right behind him. Michelle. I don't know where they are in the actual race, but these are the theoretical times. Oh, and I just put a split on Peter, because if you press these buttons while they're not they're coming around again, 4:30. So let me take some times. Okay. I'm just taking some splits. Okay. So let's mix it up a little bit. Let's say that Michelle came in first on that one. Let's say that Peter came in second on that one. And then Dylan came in third on that one. And let's say Arpit came in fourth. And Ann came in fifth. And Arjun came in last. Arjun was like the rabbit of the group. and he kind of just, he started slowing down. So as you can see, everything's now remixed. So Michelle is obviously in the number one position, which makes it easier for the coach to get these splits really fast when he's going around. Oh, and again, I just pushed a split. I don't want that there, so I'm just going to delete it. And I can get it back if I want, but I don't want it. Again, now you can push this button and see where Michelle is on her race, our Pitt, our June, whoever, and then all their splits are right here and recorded. I don't want this, but again, you can change the format as well over here. So we're coming around to the 6-minute mark here. I don't want to miss it. It's been fun doing this tutorial with you guys. While the rest is going. I'm sorry for stuttering and all this stuff. Okay, 6 minute, and boom, we've got the 6 minutes times. And I just put a bunch in. Again, you can change. It was in deciseconds, but you can change from deciseconds to milliseconds to centiseconds based on this button right here. So it looks like everyone came in at the same. Let's just say that our Pitt came before Dylan on when they all came in unfinished. So we got Michelle. Michelle's in the first. All you have to do is push because it's going to automatically select the first split. Peter, Dylan, but what did we say? Arjun came in before. Let's just say Ann came in before our Pete. So I'm going to press Ann instead of our Pete. And then our Pete came in next, and then our June. Okay, so now we've got all of our kids with their mile times or their 1,600 meter times. And I'm just going through them. You can see them all on the right. The stop really doesn't matter. You don't have to push it. The stop doesn't matter. As long as you took the split, it's all good. We've got their full race in motion. So don't try to even use this the stop because it's not as important as the split. This is all important in this app. I just took another one. But again, you don't need to care about that. I'm just doing it for the sake of this tutorial. So I'm going to go to now I want to save this race. I can stop it or keep it going. I don't want to restart it though, because once you restart it, it's done. It's over. You can't get it back. So now I want to save this race. Now here comes the hard part. So we're going to go into the we're going to go into the active races right now. So I'm going to press this button. Active races was right there. This was our race that we were just doing. This is 47 because I've done about 47 races on this thing. I want to name it. I'm going to name it 1,600 meter time trial. Okay, so we've named it. And if we want to save this, we're going to push this button right here. But I don't want to do that yet because you have to make sure that everything's good here because it won't save the stop time. So that is stopped at 7:38. It makes no difference because all we want are these times. So let's go back to the active races and we're going to press store. Bam. And I've stored the race. So now if I go back up to this hamburger icon and go to stored races, we can find our race within this plethora of races I have here, which is right here. So 1,600 meter time trial stored. And once you've stored a race, it's stored all the athletes as well. So you can either come here to the races that are stored and find your race and then click on the button that shows you the statistics, which is right here, and you'll see all the different times of the students. Or you can go to this button right here, which shows all the players that you have saved. So if I just want to see Peter's, or let's just say I want to see Michelle's times, it's going to show all her races right here, and here's her times on the side. So you can see her laps or her splits. But this is only going to be in laps. Unfortunately, at the moment, that's all this can do. But hopefully that's enough for you guys. Let's go back to end this with a bang. Let's go back to add opponents. Now, if you want on any of your new races, so it's already started to refresh the new race. So say I'm running, I've started a new race out. I'm all stoked on having, and I have the same kids out running, or the same athletes running. Bam, dude! All I have to do when I'm adding opponents is press this button, and I've got all those names already stored in, and I can just pop them in, and it'll actually put their race under their name. So don't put their name in again, because it won't be the same. It'll just be two instances of their name. But if you go right here and you press their name, then it's going to be stored under their name, and you'll be able to build a season with your kids. I'm sorry for this tutorial. I'm so bad at tutorials, man. And there's a lot to explain. So please email me or call me. My phone number is 408-832-1227. That number again is 408-832-1227. And my email is briandougal@gmail.com. BrianDougall @gmail.com. Thanks for staying with me.